Hello, everyone. This is Travis Michelle back at you. I've kind of been MIA on social media for the last few months because I was going through tests. I knew something was wrong with my body, and I kept praying and asking God, if there's something wrong, I need you to make sure I continue having pain because I have to tell my doctors. Well, my doctors couldn't find anything wrong. They went through all kinds of tests. I was a pain in their petition, okay? But this is my life. And I was able to know that something was wrong and knew that I had to push my doctors. And the thing is, I have tests, as you guys know. I fought cancer, cervical cancer. I was diagnosed in November. Jeez almighty, should not forget that day. But anyway, I was diagnosed November 5th, and December 1st, I started my long-range months of treatment. And then I was cancer-free, but I felt like something else was missing. But with cervical cancer, there's no test that you can just say a blood work and you good, like with breast cancer or prostate cancer. With cervical, if it recurs, you have to be able to see it because the insurance company is not even going to approve, oh, you need immunotherapy. How if you're cancer free? So I knew something was going wrong, and I kept pushing and pushing. And so all of that to say, they did find a little bit of cancer, not a lot, or this would be a different conversation. They found a little bit and said, okay, we're going to take this little bit of cancer out. We're going to knock it out so you can keep on going. And that's what happened. So I'm here at the hospital with my second treatment. I go every 3 weeks for 6 cycles. So my first one was 3 weeks ago. Again, I didn't say anything to anyone. Wasn't really showing any pictures on social media because I needed to be in a good space. When I talk about being resilient, when I talk about being an advocate for you, making you priority number one, not your kids and them and your hubby and your boo thing, but making you a priority, and you concentrate, you do it. If people aren't listening, you go to different sources, okay? Don't just settle, oh, all right, that's what they said. So, but I needed to go through that grieving period, the mourning period by myself. I snotted, I cried, I cursed, I screamed. I did all of these things because, God, it came back. What are you talking about? What am I supposed to do? My business. And sitting down and really having that time to ask God questions, hear his responses, to do better for myself, it took time. So I had to prepare for scans, MRIs, you name it. I had it from head to foot. And then they told me while I was in Miami for like 3 weeks, they said, we found something. It's concerning, but it's not widespread all over your body. When I tell you that's a blessing, when I went to the doctor with one of my besties, who's also went to my doctor's visit for him to give me the plan in February, one of my friends who also went through it the first time was there, Dr. Van Elden. And she rearranged the whole day. She says, oh no, you're not going by yourself. I said, no, I think I'll be okay because my kids are all working and my other bestie is in Atlanta, Momo, shout out. So I can go by myself, and my other bestie, Michelle, I'm like, no, her plate's full. She says, no. So Leontine, that's my friend's name, who's the doctor, she cleared up her schedule to accommodate coming with me to the hospital. So when the doctors told me this is a recurrence of cervical, even though I don't have a cervix or anything, and that area is clean, the little cancer cells on a cellular level decided to move up into some other organs. She says, look, it's only a little bit. I know you can knock this out. When you have your medical team say, I'm praying for you. You got this. We're going to knock this out. And then they announced that it was cervical cancer. carcinoma this time. The other one was squamous. I almost jumped out the chair and I said, yes! The doctor, Leontine, everybody kind of just looked at me like, is she having a breakdown? But for me, it has a name, so I can fight it and call it out, put it on the prayer list, right? Praise the blood of Jesus and all that. And I said, this is good because we know what it is. I know what I'm against now. And I know God has me and I know how to combat it. So yes, did I come at it from a high point where like, didn't do the crying in the office? Because I had done it already. Being in Miami is my happy place. It really is now. And I was on the beach. I was on my balcony every morning, the sun hitting me. But I said, God, I know when I get back to New York, I have to fight. And when he gave me the results, I'm sitting in the car, getting ready to walk into the mall in Miami 2 days before New Year's Eve, the day before New Year's Eve. I told my doctor, okay, what do we have to do? And he says, I want your head in a good place. I said, I'm good. Tell me the plan. Tell me the best and the worst. Okay, cool. I'm ready. He says, I need you to enjoy your trip because when you come back, you got work to do. I love my medical team at New York Columbia Presbyterian. Shout out to Patty, who, I didn't tell you guys, I am on the 2 boards at the hospital, Community Advocacy Board and the Patient Family Advocacy Board, due to Patty. And I met Patty through Michelle, of course, and cervical cancer at meeting at the hospital. So all that to say, I'm in my 2nd treatment. I'm moving forward. For those of you who reached out and contacted my sons on Facebook because you hadn't heard from me, thank you. I so love you and appreciate you. For those of you who have texted me and it's taken me a week to get back to you, thank you. When this treatment, it's different from the last treatment. Now I got the bigger guns. So a few days after treatment, I can barely open my eyes. I can barely eat. It takes energy to chew. But that's for another video. But knowing that I have the support, people were calling. I couldn't talk to anybody. I just can't. But certain people now have my son's number because Kalik and Akil, they contacted both of them. Because like, what's going on? She's not posting. I'm like, Lord. And shout out to Collado for Holt Aesthetics down in Atlanta. She's one of my besties. She already called the police. They were coming for a wellness visit. Girl, I was like, Kalik, please call. Call her. She's calling the police. Or when I sent back the text, she was already on the phone with the police. Because I went 7 days without speaking to her. And I've never done that in our 10 years of knowing each other. Just having those people send a text means so much. Because sometimes I'm just like, oh, am I ever going to be able to walk again? God, I could barely make it to the bathroom. Well, then after the treatment, 7 to 10 days, then you feel better until the next treatment. And then the cycle starts again. But I wanted to be the one to let you guys know, because I've been silent. I had to do my work. Sometimes you got to be stealth. You can't sit out there and tell everybody what's going on. What's the results of this test? What's the results of that test? When is it going to start? Making me anxious and everything, especially when I don't have answers. So I did have to explain to my children why I did not tell them when I got the news like I did the first time. And I said, because you have a life. And I don't want you to be concerned about me when I don't have any, I can't give you any information. All of us don't need to be, act looking crazy. So that's what's going on. I don't know if you can hear my little whirring. I have a Metaport this time, which is so much easier because my veins are shot from the first chemo round. So, but my voice is affected a little bit. Don't know, ask me why. Don't know, ask me why. What did I just say? Anyway, don't ask me why. But it does affect my vocal cords a little bit. But I'm still gonna get on here and talk. So I just have more of a sexy voice kind of thingy. I don't know. I say that's what's going on. But I need you to not take yourself for granted. Don't take the time you have alive for granted. I need you to take care of yourself like you said you're going to do. Go to the doctor. Listen to your body. Know that everything's, as my grandma says, the tail follows the head. And since I've been wagging my tail and my head said, we got this, you good, my medical team, like I'm in the right places. My medical team, I'm asking God questions and they're giving me answers. You have to keep praying. If you believe in the Lord, keep praying. Whatever higher power you believe in, keep praying. But I need you to speak it into existence and then write it plain. You have to speak it as though it is. You have to walk as though it is. You have to dress as though it is. Because this is my new thing. My wigs. I did Pocahontas today, but otherwise I'll have it out. Because I went and I shaved my head because my hair is starting to change. Not for the better. Y'all, look. Oh, another video. But I had already decided I'm going to go back to dressing the way my grandma did. She was sexy, sophisticated, okay, looking cute all the time. And I was, but I was going through stuff and I kind of fell off a little bit. Although, you see, the skin is flawless. I'm just saying. I get compliments all the time. And today the nurse was like, Marcus, what are you doing to your skin? It's glowing. You see what I mean? But I'm glowing on the inside. I have joy in my heart. Happiness comes, it comes and goes. But I'm good. So I just want you to know that. If you want to DM me, I will, after this Sunday, you're going to have to wait a week because I'm going to be going on my energy level. And then as I turn around next week, then I'll be able to contact you. So you can hit me up on Instagram at Travis Michelle. You can hit me up on Instagram at Resilient Cervical Conqueror. You can hit me up on Instagram at Travis Michelle. And you can hit me up on my TikTok, because I'm just going to be going on there doing like 5-minute posts at Travis Michelle 1. I have a blog coming out on what's it called, LinkedIn. And on there, it's also Travis Michelle. So any questions, shoot me a text, shoot me a DM, because there might be someone who is going through it and maybe you don't know what to say to them or what you can do, right? Because when you're in this battle fighting cancer, there's a resilience. There's information we have like, dag, I was taking things for granted. No longer taking things for granted. I'm living for today. Yes, we have to plan for tomorrow. Stop it. Don't go making those comments about that. But you need to live today too, because a whole lot of folks ain't making it till tomorrow, right? For instance, Angie Stone did a concert. I was jamming on it, and she's dead the next day. Like, you don't know. But then I have a family member who's 93 and still getting around and everything. Sharp. All that. So we don't know when our time is, but I need you to start living. Our government's going crazy. The world's going crazier. There's so much going on. Find your inner peace. Find your own inner peace. It means everything. And yeah, I forgot to redo my lips because chemo makes it dark, and then I have this little pink whatever, but it's not messing with my skin because I'm making sure it stays flawless. I may not be able to do anything but go to the bathroom, make it back to the bed, buster. Trust and believe. I'll be making sure the skin is together, my whole body. Yeah, you have to laugh at yourself. We can't take everything seriously. Life is gonna life. So why do you have to help it by worrying and not following through on things? Okay, that's me. Sorry. I was talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I was talking about me. Putting off for tomorrow what you can do today. Okay, that was me again. I'm trying to think what some of you might be doing. Yeah, the same things. Enjoy your life. Live your life. If you get pushed back, you don't always have to push back. Maybe that's just not the direction you need to go in at that time. So until the next time, I love you all for your support, for being a human being, for being in my community, whichever community you're in, whether you're from my children. I have to again give shout out to Sasha, Akil, and Khalik. They're my biggest supporters. And they're right there with me. But again, we'll talk about all these little things individually because I'm back to doing my content. And I am a speaker. I am an international best-selling author. I am a strategist. A lot of you know I'm a divorce strategist. I'll be working on a project that I don't really have to, I'm not coaching you through that. I'm not doing too much with it other than sharing information so that people know how to get through the process and to know that they can. So I'm going to be giving you tools as opposed to getting on the phone and talking to several people to build up. Unless someone really wants to work with me, then that's, first come, first serve, because it's only going to be one person, because it takes months and it takes a lot out of me. But what I am going to be doing is more on my resilience, more on a positive, not making everything look hunky-dory, like it's all good. No, not that, but having real talk about it. What does resilience look like? It looks like me, and it looks like you, because you showed up, and you show up every day. Okay, sometimes a little raggedy, sometimes you got the wig on. I think I pulled it back too far, but I was also wearing a hat, whatever. Oh, I forgot to do my lips. That's all right, but I'm here. I'm here, okay? You are here. You're still fighting. You're alive. Stop allowing yourself to be judged by other people. Travis Michelle, stop allowing yourself to be judged by other people. Say, I got to say it for myself, too. So that's what's going to be happening. And shout out to Rita Green, my web developer. She's taken over. So you'll see videos popping up and opportunities along the way. And these 4 books I have out and not sharing information. How am I writing the books, being part of these anthologies, and my 2 journals and my divorce calendar? How am I helping anybody if I'm not talking about it? But anywho, I'm back. If you made it through this video to the end, thank you for making it to the end. For those of you who just skipped through and just came to the end, thank you for that too. I'll be back very shortly. Until then, this is Travis Michelle, y'all. Too much for some, not enough for others, but guess what? I'm always just right for me. Y'all thought I wasn't gonna say that? No, it's my tag. I'll talk to you guys later.